Hi everyone, this is MSY's Research Notes, and I'm now chewing a chocolate bar because I've just got back to the dormitory, and it's 10:52 at night. It's pretty late, but I still have the responsibility to finish today's Research Notes recording because I think this is one of my daily routines. And actually, it has already become one of a part of my life, and it has already become a habit, which has been done, which has to be done every day. Well, so actually today I spent most of the time revising my abstract because just like what I've mentioned yesterday, my abstract has already been accepted by ACTA conference, international conference. So I just contacted with the committee of the conference and asked them whether whether it is possible for me to revise my abstracts, because some terminologies that has been included in my abstracts should be revised, or I need to use some precise terminologies, and also the results part in the abstract should also be revised. So I just connected with them and asked about the possibility of changing or further revising my abstract. And today I got the reply from the president of the conference, which is, it is such a great honor for me to directly contact with the president. So she said that I could revise my abstract, and even though it's not normal and it's not expected, she's still willing to accept my revised abstract, and I think it's such a great honor for me. And I just revised my abstract very quickly tonight and sent it back to the president. It also showed my sincere gratitude for their work and for their kind reply. All right, so this is basically what I've done today. And actually today I have 3 different courses, so I didn't really do much about my research. And today I have also made another academic progress, because I also tried to ask my tutor whether she still has some opportunities for me to serve as a research assistant, because in my previous contact with some students, or with some postgraduate students now learning in the University of Oxford, in the University of Cambridge, some of them had the experience of serving as the research assistant in their undergraduate universities, and most of them learned in some overseas universities, such as the University of Edinburgh or other overseas universities, not in China. So probably here in China, this might be a unique experience, serving as a research assistant. So probably this would be an invaluable opportunity for me to write in my CV or personal statement. So this is why I asked my tutor whether it is possible for me to help her doing some research, or can have the title of a research assistant. Well, actually, research assistant, you can just regard this as a kind of title. It is not necessarily a job, or you can just cooperate with your tutor, but you are not called a research assistant. So I just want to get this title and probably do more in my tutor's research. And I can tell you that she is a very famous professor in China, and probably also well known in globally. So I think it's worthwhile participating in her research team and serving as her research assistant. So, but I still need to wait for her reply tomorrow because it's late at night in China, and I asked her at around 8 p.m. It was not that late, but she said that she still need to consider some, like she still need to consider what I can help to do probably. So so I still need to wait for her reply tomorrow, and she said she will reply to me tomorrow. So these are the things that I have done today in terms of my academic research. And for the theories, I think tomorrow I only have one course, and I'll continue my research in especially the third chapter of the literature review part. And I have already told my tutor that I'm now writing the third part of the literature review, which is also the last chapter of that part. And hopefully I can finish the literature review part within this week. And I will present this literature review to my tutor, and also communicate with my tutor and also her postgraduate student and her PhD student. And four of us will discuss this literature review together, just like what we have done last year in December. Well, last year we have already discussed the literature review part thoroughly, but actually we still haven't reached a kind of consensus. So this is why I'm still revising this part, or constructing the structure of the literature review part. Well, so hopefully I can finish this part this week. Well, no, next week, because this is today is Thursday, and absolutely I still need like 7 to 8 days to finish the last chapter of the literature review. Because in my previous videos, I have already told you that the last chapter of literature review is one of the most difficult parts in the overall article. So you can know that in the literature review part, at the very end, I need to propose a set of audio-based foreign language enjoyment related signals to capture the fluctuations of foreign language enjoyment during the classroom. And also, this kind of vocal signals can also serve as a means of checking the implementation fidelity of near-peer dialogic teaching behaviors. So it serves as like actually it can just fulfill different kind of needs, or it serves for different kind of functions. So I think this part I need to illustrate it very clearly. And also I today I also noticed that in my methodology part I still haven't found a place to clearly point out how to check the implementation fidelity in my essay. So I think this is also necessary. And I'm not quite sure whether I need to put this implementation fidelity as a new chapter, or I need to embed this fidelity part into somewhere that has already been constructed in my literature review part. So this is, I think, in most cases, or for a higher possibility, I will put this implementation fidelity just in some chapters that has already been constructed, or some structures. You can just understand this as embedding this implementation fidelity into somewhere that has already been constructed. It's just like adding a new part adding a new part to somewhere that has already been constructed, like what I've said. Because in order to check the implementation fidelity, I think probably one of the no, not one of, but probably the only way that we can use is the audio or the audio or the audio recordings. I mean, because you know that we have already finished the overall experiment, and the audio the audio recordings are the only data that we have collected in relation to the implementation fidelity, because we didn't design a kind of interview toward the teachers. They asked them whether you conducted those behaviors appropriately during the classroom. We didn't design this part. And for other means of checking the implementation fidelity, we think that, first of all, it is not our focus in the present essay, and secondly, we have already collected various data, and also you can see that doing this experiment all by myself, or even with the help of my tutor and with the generous help of my tutors, undergraduate and PhD students, I still need to confess that this workload is tremendous, and it is just unimaginable. And I have already done this research for more than 2 years, starting from the design of this teaching behaviors. So you can see that practically speaking, it is not very possible for us to further check the implementation fidelity. We have to say that, first of all, we have trained our teachers thoroughly over a long course, and we are very confident that our teachers can totally and appropriately implement our teaching behaviors. And we know that teachers, especially during the short-term intervention, we are very confident that the teachers can, fully and appropriately adopt these teaching behaviors. And there are only 5 courses, and the overall intervention period would only last for 2 weeks. So this is why we do not put so much emphasis on the implementation fidelity part. But we have to confess that this is an essential part, especially in the essay, because we have to make sure that the teachers conducted those behaviors appropriately during the class. So we try to use the audio signals, and in the control group, we will check out that the teachers didn't use the near-peer dialogic teaching for too many times. And in the experimental group, we will check out that after each single behavior, there is or there are several signals after each single behavior. So this is also one way of checking the implementation fidelity. Even though we are not checking it directly, we still checked this implementation fidelity in relation to FLE signals. But there is another question. Well, so another question is that we need to just make sure that teachers can appropriately adopt the PRTB, near-peer dialogic teaching behaviors, originally known as PRTB, which is the former name. So near-peer dialogic teaching is appropriately adopted by the teachers, and we must make sure that they didn't use too many conventional teaching methods, or how to say, those conventional teaching is not a set of behaviors, because you can absolutely not say that a course is constructed by various teaching behaviors. So there is another question: how to make sure that the teachers didn't use any behaviors that is used in the conventional teaching context. Or probably we can just say that but the utilization of near-peer dialogic teaching is better than merely conventional ones. even though probably the conventional teaching method is mixed with the near-peer dialogic teaching. But just like what I've said, we are confident that the teachers can implement those behaviors appropriately because we have trained them many times, and we have also conducted a kind of pilot examination to make sure that, first of all, the teachers can use different behaviors in different frequency and also appropriately during the class. And moreover, we also checked the fidelity or the practicality of foreign language signals, foreign language enjoyment signals. So this is our pilot test. So we are quite confident that our pilot test, our training, our long-term training, and also this short-term intervention, and all those factors can combine together to make sure that our implementation fidelity is guaranteed. But we have to illustrate this very clearly in our essay. So this is something that I need to remind myself. And probably this is what I want to say right now. And back to the ACTA International Conference, I want to say that I think I am, or I will, or how to say, with high possibility that I will join the conference. And there are several reasons. First of all, this is an international conference that, and my abstract has already undergone 2 rounds of blind reviews. So this can prove the value of this conference. So it is worthwhile participating in this conference. And absolutely, you can see that this conference is held by the Australian Council of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. So it's a formal one. And my abstract has already been accepted by the 2 rounds peer reviews. And this is my first reason, and especially the major reason. And secondly is that this is not a huge conference, and probably many of you have never heard about this conference. Even though this is not a huge one, even though this is not as big as like AAAL or BAAL, those or Euro SLA, those major conferences, it is still a formal one. And I have to say that just because of its small scale, I can establish closer relationship with participants, with like president of the conference, just like today. After contacting with the committee, the president herself just directly replied to my email. So you can see that after participating in this conference, I think I will have a closer relationship with participants, with scholars, just like with people who are ardent in teaching English to speakers of other languages. And hopefully I can have a direct contact with the president herself. And I think this will help me when I am applying to the University of Oxford or the University of Cambridge. So I think this is not only an invaluable opportunity for me to give an oral presentation on the stage. This is also just like a place where I can get to know all the scholars, and especially this small-scale conference. I can, have a closer relationship with all of them, or several of them. So I think, this is worthwhile. But I have to say that this, to some extent, is a little bit expensive. And I need to spend around 10,000 Chinese yuan to partake in this conference. and I need to buy the cheapest airplane ticket and got the cheapest hotel or the restaurant, or I just or probably I can just get some bread or very cheap food. But that is okay. But I have to say that this is also a relatively large amount of money for a student, because I do not want my parents to pay for me, and this is my personal business, and I have to pay for myself. Even even though my parents, they would definitely financially support me, I still think this is my personal thing, my personal affair. So I will pay all those things all by myself. So this is like my plan, and hopefully my imagination come true. And when the time that I am standing on the stage, or when the time that I am communicating with them face to face, I hope that I can gain a lot of things that I can never learn in China, and that I can never learn on other occasions in China or in any part of the world. So this is one of the momentums which is constantly driving me to participating in this international conference. And tomorrow would be April the 10th. April the 10th. And you know what? Tomorrow will be a day that I'll receive the letter of acceptance of the Eurocall. And I hope that will be a letter of acceptance, because I've been waiting for that conference since the Qingming Festival, since April the 4th. Actually, I thought the result would come out on April the 6th. However, the final deadline was postponed, and I have to continue waiting. And tomorrow, on April the 10th, I hope that I can receive another letter of acceptance. And Eurocall is a conference that I must attend. This is one of the greatest, or one of the biggest conference in terms of computer-assisted language learning, in not only in the European continent but in this world. So I think, hopefully, I hope that I can be accepted, because first of all, it is not a research, it is a design of application, and there is a track in the conference which precisely accept the abstract of designing an application, designing a tool used to teach languages to others. This is the first reason. Second reason is that this year the conference theme focuses on the diversity of language, or linguistic diversity, and our application, or my application, not our, because this is also done and designed. This is designed, made, constructed, the website and the application, and tested and evaluated all by myself. So my application is can be used in various languages, because users need to put in their own context, or the things or the materials that they want to learn, and they will go through intensive reading and oral practice. And our platform, or my application, is also powered, or one of the greatest features is that it is powered by the most advanced artificial intelligence that you can name it, just like Google or ChatGPT or Gemini. So I think since this application is powered by AI, I think just based on some other conferences' themes, you can know that artificial intelligence is one of the major trends in the field of second language acquisition, in language learning. So I think probably this is something that the reviewers will like. And we have already evaluated more than 19 different languages, and also you can check it out on our website at sdvs.uk. So I think hopefully the reviewers can see that first of all we have designed this one and we have already published it online. Even though, although we are still constantly optimizing our platform, our website, our application. This is the first one. We have already got the real application and you can check it out like what I've said. Secondly, we have already evaluated the effectiveness and the usability of such application. And we have not only checked one single goddamn language, we have checked more than 19 languages. So hopefully, I think, based on my personal reasons or my just my logic, I think it can be accepted by the Eurocall. But I have to say that even though sometimes I'm confident, I still need to say that I have been rejected by various conferences. And so there are many times that I cannot control, and there are times that I think probably my abstract is qualified, but I'm also rejected. So I just hope that just based on my reasons, just based on my personal logic and my analysis, I think this can be accepted. And right now, I can hardly capture any negative signals. And all of those signals that has popped up or that I can think of belong to the positive category. So this is why I think this can be accepted. And probably, it is a kind of European conference, and hopefully before tomorrow midnight, I could have already received the letter of acceptance. And if I can successfully receive the letter of acceptance, I will tell you more about our platform and how we designed this application and how we evaluate it with students majoring in 19 different languages. So this is what we have today, and it's pretty late at night. It has already been 11:20, and I'm still standing in the park beside the dormitory. So this is what we have today, and this is MSY's research notes. See you tomorrow. Good night.